Well, hello there, everyone. You have here's this Becky David sketch right here. Talk about for Becky David Elementary School of 2018 right here, and this sketch that I put together right here. I put this together nearly a year and a half ago, I think it was. That talk about what I would know what the school would look like within the next 2 years, and talk about playground improvements as well as other things about the school, what I would visualize what it would look like, especially on Google Map. And but still, though, that just doing the basic research about the school also. But you see right here that this was a school that my sister and I went to. That plus a few other friends that knew that went there at that school at that one time. And that would have been back in early about 93, 94, I think. Yeah, for third and fourth, and then part fifth, and then along with sixth grade year that we went there, and I can just remember being out on the playground during recess time, and it was like playing four square, and then along with playing tetherball also, and such is the thing though that if I can remember right that this playground set right here, I guess so for what direction, if that was like on the east side of the building or so, that or south side, that the playground was more about right up here. And but still, quite a few things have changed since then. But I know that going there and then going to the school, and I can remember that having the kids, a lot of them, quite a few of those kids, those students were girls. So it was like they walked up to one of the only sources of attention that I would get was that a few of the girls that would walk up to me and ask me to sign if they can sign my yearbook. So I knew that due to this example right here, this girl right here, and so there were about four or five of them that they came up to me and asked if they can sign my yearbook, and so likely learned just a little bit of that too. That a few of those girls that walked up to me and one that asked if they can sign my yearbook, and so I know that like I mentioned before about some of those girls, and a few of them that even knew some of my artwork also, and the artwork that I drew most of the time was like artwork that was maybe related to like a science project or maybe history or maybe a math assignment or something like that. Like a lot of it was science related. So I know that they seen a lot of my artwork since it, but still that so during that time, but still that that how many teachers are really going to ask me to put together like what you call a masterpiece of a map of the school right here for anything about what you call maybe take a vote to where that what do you think should be a new source of playground equipment, and one of those could be rock climbing, the other one could be you extend for the soccer field. You have right here's a soccer field right here, and along with this the swing, and then along with the slide right here. Back whenever I was going there, they didn't have all that the swing and all that stuff. That they didn't have the swing or too much of the slide. What they had back whenever I was going, it was mainly with this side of the playground right here. They had kickball, and then they had tetherball, and then the school had four square, and then the basketball area right there, along with the monkey, which they call it monkey bars and all that, and then the sway bars. So it's like looking at the school right here that also want to mention about is to where that with the school right here that I can go ahead and zoom in just a little bit right here, a little bit more right there of the playground right there. But you see right here is that with the playground right here with the swing and then with the slide right there, that that I know that that would have been something because I know I went there even for my sixth grade year, and I can remember that they had this part of the playground right here, but then also for like the fifth and fourth, fifth graders that they would say that they certain playground sets that they did not have at the school during the time, that just like always kind of like wondering that certain playground source of equipment that they didn't have either. But I want to mention also about that the tunnel right here, the tunnel surf right here, and certain playground sets that they did not even have at the school during the time, like the tunnel right there. That really though that what exactly would you be doing, if like if there was like a playground set known as like, for the tunnel surf it is. And like I say, you walk into that, run into the tunnel, and there's like you say, a lot of stairs. You walk up there, and then you'll be able to get a good view of. So I'm like, yeah, that go through the tunnel and you walk up there, and there'll be like a spot where you can get a good view of the playground, and then walk back down and walk back and into the dirty, into the sand and all that, and then get up on the swing and or you'll get up on the slide area or somewhere. But I know that some of the students would even ask me that about your graphic designing work. That let's just say that if we were going to be up here on a slide right here, and somebody asked me that exactly what sorts of graphic designing work do you do necessarily, and if you want to give them an example, and one of them could also be about maybe draw a shape and just kind of allow that shape to do different things, and one of those could be like maybe a fingerprint or handprint or maybe a shape of a heart or a cube or something like that, and just kind of tell them that you just do different things and maybe put maybe the letter T or the letter Y or O or something like that in the shape right there, and just tell them that you're able to do different things with that shape. But talk about right here is with the playground set right here. So you have right here is that slide right there, and this right here will be like example right here for rock climbing, and this right here will be like the basketball right here, and then they have also is for tetherball. You got right here is the tetherball courts right here. So I know that quite a few of those school kids that whenever they came up to me, and a lot of times that it was like, why is it that most of the time, if it was girls that were talking to you, most of the time, even during recess time, but still though that I know that with the school right here that I put right there for on for 2018, just to say is that I really don't even know if a lot of those playground sets would even still would even be there, or but still that I added those in just to kind of assume is that what the school would look like within 2 years or so. But still looking at that on Google Map and want to know exactly about any young kids. They're going to want to word it. They look at that and want to know just a little bit of that too, to where that whatever happened to this and whatever happened to that. But still, I don't really know if the school was thinking about maybe putting a tree house anywhere. I know around here, I didn't add all those trees, but I know that especially around the spring, that there will be about maybe 3 or 4 trees around here that would provide enough shade right here for the kids, if they're going to be out on the playground. But still, though, that when I was going there, that most it was just this mainly it was this area right here that you would see that that where you had the blacktop point, and then as well as with the kickball area right here, and a spot where you can line up. But there are those couple of times that at the school that whenever the bell would ring, I can remember that they didn't make all the students get in line. It's like sometimes they just walk right back into the school, whenever it was time, to come back in, after playtime, but after recess time. But still, that I can remember walking around, that just hanging around and watching all the other kids play, and I can remember that having my yearbook handy. And I can remember that was towards the end near the end of the school year around the spring, and then a few of the girls that would be walking up to me and asking me if they can sign my yearbook. And I can remember one of them, one of those girls, I'm like, about two of them that even says as to where that, that they would say something like who their names were, but then one of them say, yeah, well, they were going to maybe give out their number or maybe their address or something like that. But still, that I know that for like what you call the best friend's reminder is that for good luck for the for the 7th grade, and so moving on for for the next year and all that stuff. So yeah, that that I kept kind of like wondering too, as to where that a lot of that attention that I was getting was mainly about the yearbook signing. So it's not like that most of the attention that I had gotten from a lot of those classmates was about how well that I played, playing tetherball, or how well that I played, even whenever playing four square, or playing basketball, but or kickball. But still, there's been a couple of times that maybe that the ball came out of bounds, and then also that certain times toward it, yeah, that maybe that do very well during the game or so, but still though that or if you were trying weren't very talkative there, there for a while also. But still, I know whenever I was going to the school right here, that I can remember that a lot of those kids that were pretty fascinated over my drawings. And so let's just say if they would ask me to draw a picture of a school and just kind of giving everybody an idea about anything about what's called playground improvements, and let's just say that that possibility that maybe that if you would be visible like on Google Map and want to know about that exactly about graphic artists, that if you can go ahead and draw a picture of a map of the school and want to know exactly about what it would look like. So I know that that with my sketches right here, that it may not look exactly like what we would see on Google Map, but still though that I know that looking at the school right there, and when I was putting this together right here, I was also thinking about for the school what it looked like for 2018. So I know that with 2018, and just kind of looking and thinking that there's where that yeah, that what the school would look like, and then certain playground sets that you think that would be at the school right there. And so I one of those ideas was like the tunnel surf. And I don't know how many kids will maybe think or maybe agree that if that's really something that they really want to put on the playground. Like a tunnel. I'm like, why would a tunnel be very much fun? I'm like, well, whenever you walk into a tunnel, a lot of times it's like, yeah, that just like a slide, you walk it through a tunnel, and then you go somewhere where it's kind of dark, and then it goes to light or something like that, and then go to a real high surface, I'm like real high off the ground surface. So this at that game of tunnel surf right here, where you would walk up to this balcony area right here, that it would only go about maybe 4 or 5 feet high, and then you'll be able to view that part of the school from there, and then all that, and then come back down, walk back down. And so really that's something that maybe that you would maybe see, like maybe at the parks or somewhere like that. And, I don't know about maybe at the school playgrounds, but still knowing about what all that they would have there on the playground. But I can just remember that and being out on the playground, and some of those kids were like also wondering too, as to where that why is it that a lot of kids gave you picked on you, and all that, and then other things that were going on during the time there at the school. But still, that I know that that with a lot that was going on there at the school, it seemed like it was all about getting along with all the other classmates. It seemed like that's really what recess time was really about, was about getting to know each other and getting along with all the other classmates. And we even know that maybe if you lost a game, and I know that in case of any students that may warrant to where that how you handle that, to where that whenever you do lose a game of kickball, or you lose a game of a basketball, or maybe a game of foursquare, if you lost went out of bounds too many times, and knowing about who's going to be getting mad at you because you keep stepping out of bounds. But if I can remember right, that really though that it was a game of tetherball actually. That yeah, if you lose too many points, and then there's one or two of the students are really going to get kind of aggravated, whichever. But anyway, but talk about here's for Becky David Elementary, and they're like, yeah, that's like a scene right here of a school, and yeah, let me know what you think about that. But other than that, thanks for watching. About getting along with others, there at the school, but just knowing about what the school look like, for the future. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.